post for the podcast because apparently more people have been paying attention to that.
Okay. I just need to know. Oh, okay. We're fine. All right, yeah, let's record.
Let me get ready here, bro. I didn't
Um,
bring any. I didn't bring any topics, but I've been kind of in tune with current events about like kind of about like politics in the Middle East because I know that's what you're tuned to.
uh,
Um,
that's funny that you think that's what I'm tuned to. Like, I'm not
it's
like.
well, no, like I just
Oh
like
shit.
just from speaking with you, it seemed like you knew a lot more about it than I did.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm a layman, but I think people should know a lot more general knowledge about the nuances of the Middle East because it is very, um, like it's very complicated and nuanced. But I would say that I am a complete fucking idiot when it comes to the Middle East. So, uh, like I definitely, have a lot of solidarity with certain groups that are being, um, killed. I mean,
are we
I have solidarity with groups like everywhere. Like I have solidarity with Palestinian people, and I have solidarity with Israeli people. Like I have solidarity with Israeli citizens. Like I know I've said some stuff about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, but I know most Israeli citizens want the conflict to be over, and I know most Israeli citizens want a two-state solution, and they actually have empathy for Palestinian people. It's a very small minority of people over there that get, um, overreported that have, a lot of anti-Muslim, anti-Middle Eastern sentiment.
Well, Jack is saying this.
yeah.
This is all still a
So,
point of view of the rest
And
of
I
us.
mean, I didn't need to make this the entire conversation either. Like, are we live right now? We're
well, I
recording.
mean, I am recording. I don't know if it'll ever be live. Trying to find that service right there,
But hello, everybody. Welcome to what is this episode 18?
dude. Are you kidding me? Dude, are you there?
Man, what happened?
Dude, I got kicked out by an update.
Oh,
It was malarkey, actually. Yeah, I'm resharing my.
okay. I was trying to ask you, what is this episode 18 or 19 of Drawing with Jack?
I think 19. I think last episode, or this might be 20. This might be 20.
20th episode, and Skipper, nor Mr. Kozbial are here yet for episode 20.
Hey, yo, it's fine that they're not here. I know they're busy men. We're just gonna make it as good as possible ourselves. Rocking out. Damn, listening to Rage. Um,
That
yeah,
sounded like Mr. Kozbiel right there. Hey,
Mr.
yes, sir.
Cos, what's up?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to episode, I believe it's 19 or 20 of Drawing with Jack.
He's like, what?
My name is Logan. Mr. Cosbiel just joined us, Mr. Aaron Cosbiel, and we're drawing with Mr. Jack Haynes. How's everybody doing tonight, y'all? What's been up? What's been going on? Hey.
Uh, you know, Not much for me, just work. You know, Technology is very unreliable. I just want to like shout out how unreliable technology is.
Yeah, you're right, bro. I rely on technology a lot for my job. And dude, I tell you what, systems could be so much better than what they are, bro. Why am
Oh,
I still running
same.
on an app that was designed in 2017?
Well, like I'm using an app to upscale with AI images, and it's crashing not just the app, but my whole computer. Like
Oh
turning it the
shit.
fuck off. Like, yeah, that was annoying today. I had to ask the other graphics guy to do it because his computer wasn't crashing to it for some reason. So I had to ask like the other guy to do it. It was like, kind of like as a graphics technician, it was like the equivalent of like I can't get it up.
How about you, Kaz? What you had going on, man?
Graphics Viagra.
Graphics
Got to get it
Viagra.
up, baby.
Gotta get it up.
Never gonna get it up. Wait,
Oh man, that's a song that we could totally write. I'm
yeah,
sure Rick Astley would be cool with that. We just have to get his permission.
yeah. Although technically fair use, you don't have to get permission. Weird Al does it because it just makes the whole process easier. Although
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how you
Technically,
would like
technically
contact them to
parodying
get
mu-
permission.
technically parodying music does not. You're right. That's how Weird Al is like. Weird Al has made a career off that loophole. You're correct.
Well, no. He Weird Al gets permission. He doesn't have to, but he does anyways.
What a chill guy.
What a chill guy.
Yeah. Although I imagine he didn't for like the first song that he made, like Another One Rides the Bus, because like he was just like some kid.
Hey,
He's
hey,
like,
no,
how could you contact a musician?
don't. That's not.
Well,
Right. Yeah. Like, how do you do that?
I
Email?
love you
This
too,
yet? Like,
but you
Yeah.
don't tag my feet.
Like I guess you could write a letter to like a recording, like a what do you call them?
yeah, like
The
their
agency
their yeah,
that
like a
represents
record
them.
label.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I was born too late to experience these things.
oh shit, dude. I never tried to get a hold of musicians before the internet, but it was hard to get a hold of just anybody.
Oh.
Yeah.
Long distance phone calling, that shit was expensive.
That shit used to cost money.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Slightly cheaper just to go there and knock on the door.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember doing that for my friends. Just like, do you think kids do that anymore?
I don't know.
Go to people's houses and knock on their door.
Dude,
Yeah.
people
Do you
hate
think,
getting
or do you
called
think kids
on the
just,
phone.
think the kids just call or text each other and be like, "Hey, yo, I'm here. Come to the door."
Yeah.
Yeah.
People hate being called on the phone these days. Like it's like
I don't
really
mind a
big.
phone call.
Don't.
Yeah.
Ah, don't.
I hear that the popular opinion is like if you could just like make it a text, it's really rude to not just make it a text. Like just to call somebody to be like, hey, yo, what's up? And I just wanted to call and say what's up.
Mm.
It's like
Yeah.
actually rude.
Like, it depends on the situation. I find. Like, if you know like what someone's up to, like if you just talked to them yesterday and you just call them at like 3 p.m. like, "Yo, what's up?"
I just wanted to
And
be
for like nothing
friends.
else, right?
Well, if you just
Like
need to talk, like invent for mental health and such.
sometimes it could be that too, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes phone calls help, but like, but also too like like I get what you're saying. Like sometimes it could just be a text message. You're like if
Right.
you're
Yeah.
just gonna call me just to like give me a bit, you're like this could have been a text.
Yeah. If you just want to make plans to hang out, then a text is all you need.
Right.
Go. Those boots are looking right. Whew. Gonna have to.
The umbrella.
Ella, Ella, Ella.
Ella.
Hey.
I should like.
Are there other lyrics to that song? Maybe, but I don't know them.
Do there need to be other words to that song? No.
No, not really. It could just be the music and then just, you know, like.
It could just be umbrella.
We'll stand together.
Exactly.
Music has taken weird turns in the last, like, even 20 years as far as, like, what's popular, if you think about it. Has it or hasn't it? You
I
know,
don't
because
know that it has.
at the end of the day, it's still, like, you know, scrawny white women just, you know, just like it was in the 90s.
I mean, there's always going to be the blonde bombshell singer, and it like in my day it was Britney Spears.
Oh, I remember
Eventually,
Britney
it
Spears. That
was
was.
Taylor Swift, and now it's
I actually forgot to
Kurt
mention her as one of my first women
Carpenter.
crushes, and I think when we talked about that.
Yeah,
Britney
and
Spears,
now
man.
yeah, I mean yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like nowadays, you got like your Sabrina Carpenters, you got everyone, you got like
I mean,
five or
Sabrina,
six blonde bombshells that are all just like
I mean,
propagated
everybody's
by
trying
this.
to be the blonde shell of the moment. Like, there was Britney Spears, but there was also Christina Aguilera in my time. So there was a lot of people like
Yeah.
competing to be that one. But usually one person was on top, and then the rest were also there.
I mean, like you
I
still
don't
had
know.
like Madonna. You still kind of had like Madonna in the '90s. Cher was kind of sort of like she was getting older by the time the '90s came
Madonna
around.
was 80s, but she was before Britney Spears.
Madonna was still hot in the '90s.
Madonna was
Was
hot in the
she?
90s. You also had Gwen Stefani in the 90s and Courtney
Yeah.
You did
Love.
have Gwen Stefani, yeah, Courtney Love,
Um,
um, Anna
but
Faris, but she didn't get hot until like the 2000s.
well, I don't think people were like looking for like certain kinds of generic stereotypes in the 90s. I think like in the 90s, people were just always looking because you just had like everywhere you looked, you had like some kind of like attempt on. I mean, even on MTV, like singled out, you had Jenny McCarthy, who ended up becoming, more than who was like a Playboy Playmate before that, and of course you had Playboy Playmates. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know if people were like necessarily looking for like
I mean, like even
different
through the
things.
'90s, you did have like true like blonde bombshells, like like Pam Anderson and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you always,
Shout out to Baywatch.
I think you always have those things in a Eurocentric society, like
Yeah.
the advent of today, I think, is having people that are more accessible to everyone. But those people, I mean, I don't know, because Gen Alpha and Gen Z aren't as into, you know, sex, right? Or like they're at least like not
Sure they
into
are.
like
I mean, they have to
sensationalized,
be, otherwise
They're-
Sabrina Carpenter wouldn't be popular.
That's what I'm
right?
saying. They're into jacking off is the thing. No,
Perhaps.
and it really is true. Like, and that's what makes me fear for the young men in today's society, is that you have like when's the last time you scrolled Instagram Reels, man?
I don't have
You
Instagram.
get,
I do.
thank God, dude, because you get the shit peddled to you, man. It's like you can't scroll 5 or 6 seconds without like, oh shit, here comes another like half naked woman just for no reason at all.
I think that depends on your algorithm. Like my algorithm is just like funny videos. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I don't like a whole lot of stuff unless I think it's funny. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, I've had a lot of time to scroll, so like, if you scroll long enough, eventually you just
oh,
get
for
stuff like
sure.
that, and it's like, oh man, what the hell?
I get a lot of like Reddit stories that are AI like
Yeah, like
is
AI
like
generated, like, hey guys, am I the asshole? I divorced my wife right before I.
I divorced my wife while she had cancer.
She was the golden child.
Yeah.
24 meters of.
Reddit, I am the seventh son of the seventh son, AMA.
Yeah. I'm thinking about doing a reel based on those AI Reddit stories, but for like classical stories, like the story of Midas or something like that. Like,
I think I
am
saw
I the
somebody make a
asshole for
4chan.
turning everything I touch to gold?
I think I saw somebody make a 4chan green text out of Romeo and Juliet one time. That was pretty good too. No, man, the
Am I
internet
the
never
asshole
misses.
for
The
murdering the king and then taking his place? And it's just a
Right,
story
like-
of Macbeth.
Guys, am I the asshole for having to kill myself after my wife accidentally killed herself after I told her I was gonna kill myself?
Is it weird that I can't get this blood off my hands?
POV, the barrel in your basement keeps talking to you.
Anybody else have like too many fucking encounters with witches? Like, fuck these witches, right? We just they keep showing up on you, right? Like, you guys keep running into them. Am I the only one?
Hey guys, did you know crows can talk?
Yeah.
Good one, bro.
I've seen a horse fly, but I've never seen an elephant fly.
Yeah, I have this weird crow that keeps reminding me about this person that I buried underneath my floorboards.
Oh no.
Wow, that's cross contamination.
Nevermore.
Yeah. I was about to say I did make another Edgar Allan Poe reference, but I'm not sure if anybody caught it. I was like, yeah, with a barrel in the
you did.
basement.
You meshed up two stories. You did Telltale Heart with the Raven.
Nice.
Shit. Okay. I was trying to do like a Cask of Amontillado reference where like he entombs a guy in a barrel.
Yeah, that one is creepy.
Yeah.
Ask not for whom the Taco Bell turns.
It's called I think it's called the Cask of Amontillado or something like that. I'm not sure. Not come to think of it, I'm not sure. Was that Poe?
That
the
was.
Mountain.
What's that? Is that Poe? I don't know. I think it was. The internet will tell us.
You're sure right. I'm about to say, unfortunately, you're gonna be the Jamie pull that up this episode, man, because Skipper's usually the one that's on that. But I do not have a computer.
Edgar Allan Poe,
It was Poe.
Amontillado. Look, I said Amontillado. Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, he wants to get revenge on one of his neighbors, so like he brings him over. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I got this really nice barrel of wine," and then he opens it up and then just like kicks him into it, and then just like closes it up.
Does he? How long does he leave it in there?
Oh, forever. He dies.
Forever.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So well aged.
Dark as shit. Yeah.
Absolutely. You guys think it tasted good or what?
No. Or would you like to slurp my remains? I could put my remains in some grapes for,
Is that how you
How
make
long it was
blood
there.
wine?
What's up?
Is that how you make Klingon blood wine?
No, I
I think that's literally just the blood.
Yeah, you ferment the blood. Not in grapes. Or maybe they have some kind of like Klingon, I don't know, maybe there is like a Klingon fruit that they like mix with the blood.
Yeah. I mean, blood pudding isn't just blood, right? So I assume it's like
Blood pudding is
similar to
like
blood pudding.
I mean, but they do use like some of the actual blood in the sausage because pudding is like it's kind of like a case sausage, but it's like I don't know, it's weird.
It'd be crazy if blood got sweet after like 5 years of sitting on its ass.
I mean, I have diabetes, so I assume my blood is sweet.
It shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be. That's why I'm taking drugs to make it less sweet.
Hell yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm having conversations with the old lady as well, and
No, no,
trying my best not to record her. Trying my best not to record her without her consent. You know what I mean?
no,
Right.
no apologies necessary.
Don't don't want her put out there if she don't need to be.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
You should show us pictures of her naked feet, though. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Is that a reference I don't get?
Just like how people like, I don't know, put feet pics. Like people will troll like Instagram and like Facebook and shit to find like feet pics of people. It's creepy.
it'd be like show feet.
Yeah, like show feet.
Well, she heard that she said I'll show feet for $10.
$10 exactly. Might as well get paid if you're gonna show feet. Like, I'm gonna show feet for free.
Yeah, you know.
That's the worst part of people like trolling or fucking stalking your Facebook or Instagram. It's like you're not getting paid for the shit they find there.
Oh yeah, all my shit is private.
I mean, unless you're in professional mode, which I turned on.
Damn, look at these two fucking professionals.
Oh no,
Yeah.
my shit is just private. I just check who follows me. I don't let any of my family members, because especially on my Instagram, it's all just, for the most part, it's shit posts. I mean, Kaz has probably seen a couple of them, maybe.
Shit posting.
Oh yeah.
Shit posting. Sorry.
I've been shit posting on the gram, I think, since 2016 or so.
Shit post on the gram. I mean, you know, not shit posting your girlfriend's feet, I hope.
No, yeah, just like shit posts, like memes that I find around the internet. Pretty much just like things that I would show my friends so I could do it without like flinging my phone in their face.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like there would be much that's stopping pretty fine there, which is good. And you said it's private anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, I love memes. Memes are awesome.
Everybody loves memes.
Some memes are cheeky and fun, but some memes are, uncalled for.
Those are fun memes too.
Yeah. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think I deleted a lot of the stuff out of my phone here recently. Cause I used to have a lot of just crazy shit in here.
I have any crazy shit on my phone. I definitely have like fucking memes.
Speaking of that, did you guys hear about the I think there was like an Icelandic guy or like a Norwegian. I think he was quoted as being like a Norwegian tourist, but they found like you know how they've been photoshopping JD Vance's face to like look all bald.
Oh yeah, they kicked him out of the
weird.
country because they found.
Yeah, they found a meme on
that
his
was like a
phone,
famous
and they
actor or
denied him
something.
access to the fucking country. What do you guys think about that?
That's wild. You kicked out of the country because you have a meme on your phone.
Because you have a meme on your phone, dude.
That's
what
wild.
level have we
That's
reached?
That's wild. That's wild.
What the fuck?
Hey, listen.
Yeah, so much for free speech in this fucking country, you know?
People are so sensitive. I really feel like we really need to have a come to Jesus moment on how sensitive some people are, because it's not cool that some people are so like Xi Jinping
you know what?
can't deal with the Winnie the Pooh like comparison, and that to me is like the weakest shit. Like I feel like we should all be talking about it all the time. That these people can't handle a little bit of ribbing when they're some of the most powerful people on the planet. Like, you literally can only punch down. That's the only thing that you can do. Like, you run an entire country, you have so much pull, so much sway, your opinion, and it's still not enough. Like, you still have to, like, outlaw, like, shit, like, people comparing you to, like, a cartoon character. How fucking pathetic is that? When the only thing that you can do is punch down. All all you can do is come down on people. That's it. Because of your position in life. You can't let us just
Vice
have...
President Aaron Burr.
You can't let us just have Winnie the Pooh? That's weak. That's weak.
I mean, I don't know. Donald Trump flipped out over the taco thing. He's soft too.
Everybody's so soft.
Yeah. See, like, that's why I want to say, I don't know if I proposed this to you guys. And I will preface this by saying I've had a couple. But I think political debates should include, like, a 2-minute fist fight.
See,
if you can't hold your...
Taking criticism shouldn't even be a political debate, though. Like, it shouldn't even be a political debate to be like, oh, our most powerful politicians should have to take some criticism. Like, that shouldn't be like a political decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's just part of being an adult.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, you know, if you're not physically able to, like, take a punch, you don't need to be making any decisions about this country.
No glass jaws? Damn.
Absolutely not. No. If you can't take a hit, nah. Like I said, they at least need to slap box or something. You know, I need to know you could win a physical altercation.
What if you could beat somebody in a video game? What if you could beat them in, like, Tekken 8?
No. No, it has to be hands. Real deal.
It has to be hands.
Blood, bone, and knuckles, hands.
If you have a wheelchair from polio,
yeah, bro, you
can
like install like fight.
Those
That's what I'm saying.
Spikes?
I'm trying to solve philosophical debates like they did in Greece. You gotta wrestle if you want to be right.
That shit failed. Greece got beat by fucking Sparta. That shit failed. We have to be able to solve.
Yeah, but Sparta was throwing babies off a cliff. Don't we want to be a little bit more compassionate than that?
We have to be able to solve. We have to be able to solve things without physical altercation. Like, it needs to be important to be able to solve something without needing to come to blows, because a war of ideas is always going to ultimately be like everything. Okay. Everything is eventually going to be distilled down to the war of ideas, right? Like, I mean, no matter how comfortable we are with physical altercation, war, and all of that is ultimately going to give way to the competing ideals, okay? And those have to be able to stand on their own merits without the threat of eternal damnation, without the threat of, more war and more like suffering and more like terrorism. Like, they have to be able to convince people to live a certain kind of life, right?
See, but I said what I said to say this. Like, if you're gonna talk all that shit, you know, about your opponent, and if it's all gonna be about mudslinging and shit in modern politics,
yeah,
there better be a fight about it then.
Okay.
If you're just gonna be like, yeah, my opponent is a pushover, and you know this and that, and you know.
This is what I'm hearing from Logan. He demands satisfaction.
Well, no, and it's not even that. It's just the fact of, like, if you're gonna sit here and you're gonna talk all this shit about your opponent, and your opponent's gonna sit here and talk all this shit about you, and y'all aren't actually gonna run on your platforms, too, because let's remind ourselves now that the current president ran on, peace in the Middle East, right?
Right. No, you're right.
Why did we just bomb Iran last Saturday?
Honestly, that was probably the most normal thing that Donald Trump ever did as a president.
Yeah, but still,
as an American president. Still a liar, but again, that's not any different than any American president. But still a fucking liar, though. Like a hypocritical fucking liar.
Someone should be able to come in there and fist fight him and give him a fucking stone cold stunner.
A stone cold stunner.
Absolutely. Chair shot. Fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Especially too, T-Man's got Linda McMahon in there. He can take some bumps. They honestly too. You know what's really funny? Is that both Donald Trump and Linda McMahon have both taken Stone Cold Stunners.
I know, no, that is a fact.
And they're currently running. They're currently like have arms and running our country?
And when you see Linda McMahon in a congressional hearing, you can tell she's taking a stone cold stunner.
She looks like shit.
Dumb fucking bitch. Like, I can't stand Linda fucking McMahon, but anyway.
God damn, I don't know if we can post this one, fellas.
Dude, fucking
I don't know
fascist
who that is.
motherfuckers, dude. Like,
Get a little hot in here. No, in
dude,
fascism.
no. Linda McMahon, I'll tell her right to her fucking dumbass face. I can tell you taking a stone cold stunner, you dumb bitch. Fuck you, and fuck what you're doing to my fucking country.
Is that the Publishers Clearinghouse?
I have no idea.
You know,
So Linda McMahon is the current Secretary of Education.
No,
Oh.
he needs he needs the claim to fortune that got her within all this in the first place.
The claim to fortune that got her where she is that she's the wife of Vince McMahon, former owner and primary shareholder of the WWE. WWE recently sold most of their shares to TKO shortly before Vince McMahon got involved in a huge sexual abuse scandal, which I'm not sure has been resolved yet.
Well, and before that, he was in a scandal where he covered up the murder of one of his wrestlers' spouses. You know, just for
Are you talking about
lols.
Chris Benoit?
No, what's his face? What's his name?
Dude, I'm a wrestling fan. Just give me give me some characteristics.
Vince McMahon helped cover up his wrestlers.
I knew Vince McMahon was sketchy when Owen Hart died. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, Jimmy Snuka.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jimmy
Snuka's girlfriend. His girlfriend, not his spouse, his girlfriend. Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah, Jimmy killed it. Yeah, Jimmy killed his girlfriend.
Yeah, and Vince helped cover it up.
But
According to the stories.
He didn't do too good of a fucking job because it's common
No, he
knowledge
didn't.
that
No, he didn't. He didn't. He tried to, though. He tried to.
Yeah, Jimmy Snuka killed his old lady, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's cool. It is what it is.
Wait, no, it's not cool. But he killed this fucking girl.
Yeah, I mean, it's not cool, but it's happened already. We can't, Jimmy Snuka, is Jimmy Snuka not dead?
I'm saying, it's not like he tried to cover it up today. He tried to cover it up back when Jimmy Snuka was alive.
Yeah, but that was in the 70s when you could cover up a murder fairly
I think it
easily.
was in 1980. I think it was in 1983 or 1984. It was early days WWF.
Why was the wrestling in the 80s?
Because it was because it was right around the time that he was getting some kind of, I don't know if it was a pay-per-view thing or if it was the right to broadcast on the modern network, but it was right at some critical juncture that the WWF was about to get the permission to do something, and he couldn't have any fuck-ups, and that's why he decided to try to cover it up.
Yeah.
Not because he cared about, he didn't care about his wrestlers enough to make sure that they were taken care of with health insurance and shit like that, so that they didn't, abuse drugs and shit.
Jack, are you a wrestling fan?
I'm an old school wrestling fan. I stopped watching wrestling probably around 2004.
How do you feel about the death of Owen Hart?
It's sad. It's sad to see all of these older wrestlers going now because, dude, again, they didn't have health insurance. Vince McMahon went to bat for making sure these guys could not get health insurance, could not get unionization, could not get representation, could not get all kinds of shit.
But hold on. Let me remind you about what happened to Owen Hart.
Okay.
So, I think it was Survivor Series 1996. He was making an entrance as a Blue Blazer, and he was supposed to come down from the rafters.
Oh, this one, yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot that was Owen Hart.
But the pulley lost tension, and he pretty much, from what I understand, he hit the turnbuckle and folded in half.
Well,
he died instantly.
So I've looked into this before in the past. Now I'm not fully, I can't remember all the details, but one of the details that I do remember is that he was not properly checked in his harness. He was not properly checked in his harness before this happened.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This stunt supposedly took place a few times before, and they said that he needed like a certain kind of D-ring and like harness, and he didn't have that on the day, and they still sent him up. And this is why
Right.
he was. This is why they were sued for it, and why there was like all this like to do. I mean, Vince McMahon.
I'm
I
still
don't know
in the
how
school of
like
I'm
much.
still in the school of Jim Cornette as far as like the whole like the entire Blue Blazer gimmick. No one liked it. No one wanted it. It was a stupid gimmick. Everybody liked Owen Hart. We liked Owen Hart.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I did for the time.
I like the Hart
I
brothers. I mean, see, that's the thing is like, just
absolutely.
because we like stuff doesn't mean that that's like, I don't know. This is why I've always been a fan of not liking certain things and like having that be also the energy in wrestling. Like, I used to go to wrestling pay-per-views in Central Illinois with friends, and we would literally, dude, we would literally boo popular wrestlers because we wanted to just like not like them. We wanted
we're so counterculture, man.
We wanted to make not liking people cool. So, dude, we used to go and boo The Rock. We booed a lot
if you
of
tell me you
popular
booed
wrestlers.
Stone Cold, if you tell me you ever booed Stone Cold in your life,
We probably booed Stone Cold at some point. I mean, Stone Cold was a little after he was a little before the period. He was a little before the period where I was going to pay-per-views live. I was going to pay-per-views live from like 99 to like 2003, 2002, 2003. I went to WrestleMania in 2002. I went to Toronto in 2002. That was fun. Although our seats were the nosebleed seats, we still booed the fuck out of The Rock. And people just sat around us like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys? And we were just like, booing the fuck out of The Rock. In the nosebleeds.
Kaz, did you ever like wrestling, my man? Or was it something that you ever paid attention to, like back in the day, wrestling?
My friend had a wrestling game on Sega Genesis.
Nice.
So I know who the Undertaker is and the Hulk is. Hulk Hogan.
He said the Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
That's the extent of my knowledge of wrestling.
So you never really got down with it, like as far as like watching like the actual media happen?
No, never I don't think ever in my life I have ever seen wrestling, and I don't know that there's a wrestling movie. So
there's a couple actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling movies.
There's Rocky, but that's boxing.
The best wrestling show though is Glow.
If you want to get your fucking heart wrenched, what was that one that got released a couple of years ago about the Von Erich brothers, man? That one was good.
I didn't see that one, I don't think.
Spider-Man did some wrestling in the first Tobey Maguire movie.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, shout out to Macho Man. He was in that.
He was. Bonesaw.
I got you for 3 minutes.
Bonesaw, come down here.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Kaz wasn't ready for how much we love that thing that he was. We love that part because it's wrestling.
I love Macho Man, especially for me growing up. Like I watched either of them because my grandpa did. So I was a huge fan of WCW as far as like I liked the NWO. I used to like Sting. I used to like Macho Man, Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash.
But then I also
is the song written about the Macho is. First, the song Macho Man or the wrestler Macho Man?
The song, for sure.
The song Macho Man.
I want a Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Yeah. So then, right. So then, Macho Man Randy Savage came around, and I think the early '80s. I think was the first mention of Randy Poffo as Macho Man Randy Savage.
1983, if I'm correct. Let me just double check this here. This is my era, so forgive me if I'm like pedantic about. Oh shit, this is. Macho Man.
Like I was born too late for like Mega Powers Macho Man.
1985. See, I was 2 years early. It was 1985.
I knew it was like early '80s when Macho Man broke out, but like I said, like I was born in '96, so I was watching him in WCW, and he was already part of NWO, and
Oh,
like,
nice.
oh yeah, snap
Oh,
into a
yeah.
Slim Jim.
What the fuck? Yeah, the Snap Into the Slim Jim Macho Man is basically the Macho Man that we all fell in love with back in the '80s on the
Yeah.
WWF. You know.
Fucking cream of the crop Macho Man.
Yeah. My favorite wrestlers back during that time actually were the Bushwhackers.
The Bushwhackers.
Dude,
Honestly,
we're gonna take a break to watch the Bushwhackers real quick, because dude, I love the Bushwhackers.
I would also say, like mine personally from like the '70s, '80s, era of, like territory type of wrestling was Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express. I'm personally a fan of Jim Cornette and his eloquence. Yeah, it was awesome. What a time to be alive.
This is something that I remember. Wait, hold on.
We're drawing, but we're also doing wrestling.
Mankind versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. This is something that happened in 1998.
Classic.
This is something that happened when I started to kind of come back to wrestling a little bit.
I mean, if there's one time I do, it was
there's any exception
Taker
to the
Mankind
rule.
Hell in a Cell 1998.
It was Hell in a Cell 1998. Listen.
Yeah, like that was the one place where I would be like, you know what? Mankind did it for the love of the game.
Violence is not the answer. I will go to my grave saying that we have to find better solutions in violence at every opportunity, and we should make it the primary, priority. But
except for when the WWF title is involved.
Except for Hell in a Cell 1998. That's the only time where it was okay for violence to happen. That's the only time.
Okay, dude. The title was involved, bro. Like, you got,
Dude, that was a fucking great match. That match right there. Hell in a Cell 1998. That was definitely a heyday for me watching wrestling. Then
Kozbial, what did you do as a pastime in your youth, man? Like, if it wasn't wrestling or like, did you play video games?
Yeah. I was in Little League until I found theater when I
A
was 10.
baseball man.
Little League.
Oh yeah, I was the worst. I was afraid of the ball. They stuck me in right field because statistically, that's where the ball's least likely to go.
Okay.
I'm about to say, at least if you're halfway decent, they would have put you at first base.
Oh nope, no. I harbor no. I did hit a pop fly right to the pitcher.
Wow.
He said right to the pitch.
Right to the extreme infield.
Yep. Yeah, no, I was terrible. And that's why finding improv and theater when I was 10 was the best.
Gotcha.
I mean, I played, I was good at basketball until everybody else hit puberty. Because I'm 6'2". I've always been tall. And then other people got tall too. And then there goes my advantage.
You said you're 6'2"?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I imagined you as a shorter man.
How tall do we think I am?
You're 7 foot.
No, I'm not. 7 foot.
Jack Haynes is
5'3".
Jack Haynes is 5'9". 5'9".
What'd you say, Kaz?
5'3".
5'3". I am also 6'2".
Okay.
Damn.
I was closer with my first guess.
You were. I was definitely one of the people that got tall later, though. I was not always tall. I was definitely short as a...
Man, give me a sec. Sorry, I got some groceries delivered to me. I have to put myself on mute for a minute. But how tall do y'all think I am? I guess.
5'8".
5'10".
5'8".
5'8", but you tell people it's 5'11".
Do I present a 5'8" personality to you guys?
Damn, he said there's a 5'8" personality.
Yeah.
On the dating apps, you were 5'11", but
You guys thought I was. You guys thought I was like under 5'8". So I mean,
yeah, well,
you guys trying to say that I'm compensating.
I've
for
only
something?
seen you sitting down, so
I'm 5'11".
I was close.
That's
you're
fine,
5'8".
baby. I'm totally cool. We got to make sure the dogs are away and everything. And I know you got ideas for the liquor.
I guessed 5'10", so I don't feel bad at all.
Yeah, I'm 5'11". 6 foot if I got shoes on.
6 foot, I got shoes. Yeah, my dad was 5'11" and 3/4. He made sure everybody always remembered the 3/4 part. He's like, I am so close to 6 foot. You better remember how close I am to 6
Does
foot.
it need my girlfriend's ID? Or do you need to step inside for better light? That's fine. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Here, look. Because I got a light right above the door. Right here. Bam. Perfect. I figured that light right there. We got to take care of the dog. We just got 2 labs. They're harmless, but. Yes, ma'am. It's okay.
What the fuck?
Over there at the Rouses?
Trying to follow this.
Oh, okay.
Why? What? That's
Yes, ma'am. Do a big L. All right. Thank you, babe. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get groceries delivered there. I didn't have time to mute because she came up so quick.
That was so awkward. I can never forgive you.
I
Groceries are
apologize.
important.
They are. And then the dogs want to come out and bark at somebody that's not here anymore.
Who let the dogs out?
No lady.
Ooh.
Roof.
What's funny to think about is that the song is actually about ugly ladies at the club.
Who let the ugly ladies at the club out? Because
That's really what it's about.
That's a capital offense. Dude. I mean,
like when he says who let the dogs out, he's like who let the ugly chicks out.
dude, I'm sorry. Like every club I've ever been to, anytime I've ever been to a club, you want to talk about ugly ladies? Like those are not the problem. Like the ugly dude, like ugly dudes. Let's talk about it. I mean,
Yeah, that's
time.
why I avoided going to clubs.
Exactly.
So that there'd be one less ugly dude.
Exactly. And then you look
Same,
around and
straight
there are
up,
no ugly
honestly.
dudes, and you realize you're the ugly dude, and it's like, I'll bring you
One less ugly dude.
down. No, trust me, far more ugly dudes at clubs than ugly girls. But, I mean, who let the dogs out? Doesn't mean that can't apply to ugly dudes, too.
I'm sorry, y'all. Give me just a second. I'm gonna have to put myself on.
I have to put myself on super mute. Super mute.
I'm super mutant.
Dude, the game on Sega Genesis that was really fun was Super Mutant League Football. Was it called Super Mutant League Football or just Mutant League Football? I think it was just called Mutant League Football. Anyway, it was great.
I used to like Streets of Rage.
Oh yeah? Yeah, that game was great too. Streets of Rage
Streets
2.
of Rage was Golden Axe was good. Golden Axe was good. Sonic, of course, was timeless.
I mean, yeah.
Sonic is probably one of the best. Sonic is probably one of the best Sega games ever made. Can we be honest with ourselves?
Well,
for sure.
Sonic 2 is probably one of the best platformer games ever made. It had like very classic gameplay that I think definitely influenced a generation. Maybe not as much as Mario, but definitely a lot. Sorry, guys.
And if you had the extra controller, you could control Tails.
Exactly.
Walked in on some Sega talk, huh?
Oh,
what about Mega Man?
See, I didn't play as much Mega Man as I did Sonic. Who's this new voice?
Is this Jake?
Jake?
Oh shit! Hey Jake!
Jake! Hey, what up?
Mr. Jake. has joined in on the episode. How you doing tonight, Mr. J?
Mr. J.
What's going on, guys?
I didn't get to meet you on the last rip that you joined because I was feeling a little sicky. Unfortunately, Skipper isn't here this evening, so I'm the Kozbial and I are the official hosts.
Oh, nice.
But we're glad to
Yeah,
have you, bro.
I just got my grandson down to bed, so now it's time to hop on and have some fun. Still chilling down here in Texas, so.
Chilling in Texas.
Did you just say grandson, Mr. J?
Yeah, I did, grandson. Yeah, I'm an old one.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? I don't mean to be rude, but
Oh no, that's quite okay. I'm 43.
43, and you got grandchildren. How old's your son?
Yeah.
Or your daughter,
Uh,
excuse me.
wow, you. That was quick to go to the sun. Actually, it's my daughter. My daughter's married and lives down here in the Houston area, and
Oh, okay.
my grandson will be about 2. He'll be 2 next month, and she's 23. So
Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations,
married,
bro. That's
teacher.
beautiful.
Yeah.
They're at youth summer camp with church. My son-in-law is a youth pastor, and he runs the whole youth program, and they're all off at youth camp this week. So my mom and I are down here hanging out with my grandkids.
Hell yeah, man.
How you liking
Well, I'm
Texas?
glad we could.
This week has been hot as hell, guys. It has been hot
So I'll
as
tell you
hell.
what,
It's
as a
rough.
resident of the southeastern United States, bro, over here by Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you're not wrong, my boy. It's uh,
Oh,
it's hot out here.
I go out to smoke, and just standing outside, I start sweating.
Absolutely. But then what's
I've got to
crazy is like,
acclimate.
like people want to be like, oh, but like over there it's a dry heat. Yeah, it's a dry heat because your sweat evaporates, and it's dangerous because you dehydrate before you know it. Over here, yeah, you're gonna be hot as shit, but you're gonna be sitting there dehydrating on your own outfit.
Right. Yeah, it gets. I'll tell you what, when that middle of the afternoon, you find something inside to
Absolutely. I'm glad college baseball's over, man.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Were you a college baseball man, Jake?
I I wasn't. I actually I didn't do anything in college. I went back for like a
No,
semester
like
one time.
I
Oh,
wasn't
like
even asking
following?
that so much. Yeah, yeah, just like being a fan of it.
Oh, not of college baseball. The sport of baseball, I feel like itself has gotten too statistical and nerdy for me.
Huh.
Um, I like to just sit down and watch a guy throw a ball and a guy try to hit. I don't need to know about his, WAR or his OPS. The
Yeah,
crazy
like
analytics. The analytics over the last few years have just, and I know my Tigers do it a lot with their manager. They play the matchups and they do it. I don't know. It's too hard to get into to follow all those
see for me
moves like
actually, and I'm actually part of the opposite school of thought where the analytics that have gone into how pitching works and like the different types of pitches and their velocities and the placement and how good different pitchers are and like comparative ERA and things like that. That's the type of thing that got me into the sport is like I like pitching, I think, like just like what these people are able to do when they throw a baseball over 100 miles an hour. It's cool to
oh,
me.
for
And the
sure.
fact that they're able to track it nowadays is even better.
Yeah, I definitely think that some of the advancements um, in the sport have really helped it. It's
Mhm.
helped a lot of the players. Um, I'd like to see maybe some of that come to football.
Hmm.
For sure. Yeah. See, because then Drew Brees might be considered, actually, talked about in the GOAT QB conversation.
Oh, for sure.
I
I
don't know where
think
you guys are from, and I don't know if you guys have football teams, but I am Drew Brees is the only man that could lead me into an active battlefield.
No one will ever
And I'm
believe me,
so.
but I was a Kansas City Chiefs fan way before any of the current like shit that has made
Way
them
before,
popular.
way before Andy
Dude, in the
Reid and
Dick
Patty
Vermeil,
Mahomes.
in the Dick Vermeil heyday era, like back when they first had Tony Gonzalez on the team, is
Dick Vermeil.
yeah,
Wasn't that the same dude? Didn't they make a movie about the guy that they drafted off the street? I don't remember his name.
I don't know.
Oh, the for the
There was a
Eagles,
wide receiver. Yeah. There was like a wide receiver or something that they drafted off the
Mark
street or some
Wahlberg
shit.
played him. It was the
Yeah, in that
Miracle, maybe.
movie. I know what you're talking. Yes,
Yeah,
that. But I don't. It
yeah.
was based on a true story, and I don't remember the dude's name.
Shoot, what was
Shout out to Marky Mark. Didn't he beat the shit
it?
out of like? Didn't he beat the shit out of like two Viet dudes with a golf club? Maybe not. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, like he definitely did some racist stuff in his past, but he's recanted all of it. So what are you gonna do?
There's a comedian that has a joke about that too, about changing his link Wikipedia page with one word. He added one word to a sentence and it changed it to make it sound worse.
Oh God. He had a one word that made it sound worse.
Yes, it was something about I don't know. I'll butcher his joke, but talked about just adding. It was talking about how he attributed his hate crimes or whatever that he's been convicted of
Yeah.
for like he blamed it on just being PCP at the time. It was some
God.
wild accusation. Yeah.
It's like I'm all for
Um,
people being able to like redemption is an important aspect of social contract or whatever, but I just want to
And like
see
human life,
I just want to
I
see
would
the
say.
same level of redemption to be granted to other people that have been convicted of things, like black people in jail for marijuana possession. But you know,
oh, 100%.
you know, it's like if we're gonna forgive Mark Wahlberg for like blinding a man, which is like literally a thing that he did. Like we should
Right.
be able to forgive some people for like getting caught with like marijuana or whatever. But of course, that's gonna be like a harder
Yeah,
sell.
doesn't
I
seem
mean,
like that
first
should
you'll
be
have
that
to
hard of a sell.
not make it legal on the federal level, which it should be.
It should be.
Uh,
It's
It,
true. It should not be a Schedule One
yeah,
or
with
Two drug.
and if they did that, then you could exonerate all the people who are in jail for marijuana stuff
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
like
Yeah,
I feel like,
easily.
and I feel like at this point on a federal level, most states have legalized it medicinally anyway. So legalize it on a federal level. That way, people aren't afraid to travel with it. You can market as part of your
yeah.
current. You can tell people like, yeah, I have an eighth of weed in my shit because I'm prescribed it. Like I'm not.
you,
Like I'm not
you're
out
in
here flying.
Louisiana. What's the rules there? Or
Um,
you're in
as
Louisiana, right?
Yes, sir. So as
Okay.
far as traveling with it, I don't. And pardon me, I know some people don't like being called. It's a thing that I do, and it's a habit. I
It's a
apologize.
habit.
But anyway, so I don't exactly know about the rules about travel around here. So for the most part, every time that I've had to travel for work across state lines, I've driven because I don't know if I can fly with it. I'm pretty sure you can't because flying is regulated by a federal agency. So
You're not
I
Yeah.
supposed to
haven't
Yeah,
I
cross
haven't
state
ever I
lines.
you
haven't
really
ever
shouldn't.
I haven't ever tried to like bring a prescription and tell them, look, this is my prescription. Am I allowed to fly with it? Can I go to another state with it? I'm not
Probably
So
bringing
best
more
to
than like
Google
whatever.
rather than ask a person because the person might be a narc.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Right. So I mean, and like I said, so I've never taken a risk with traveling with anything, super crazy.
I so when I fly down here to Texas, I'm a big consumer up in Michigan. It's recreational. We don't need prescription or anything. Um, I just bring gummies and I throw them in my the rest of my candy. Like I bring jelly beans. I just throw my gummies in there, and
Yeah.
nobody says a single word. But I don't
Oh
bring
yeah, you can
like
definitely
raw
pass them like
flour or
that.
anything like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Gummies are a nice
Just
way to do it too, but down here you still can't get super potent. I think they give you like 40, 10, because I think the most they can give you down here, the gummy, is like 50 milligrams at a time. So you can't get
ooh,
super strong shit. But dude,
Really?
before January
That's
of
weird.
last year, you used to be able to go to the grocery store and buy 500 milligram drinks.
holy, to the grocery store?
Dude, I'm telling you, they tightened it down, bro. But dude, I'll tell you what, the first time I had one of them, bro, I almost passed out in the bathtub, dude. And had it happened to a lesser man, them son of a bitches would have had a lawsuit on their hands right now.
That's funny.
Said he
It's
almost passed
crazy.
out when he had
Crazy.
a drink.
Them bastards, yeah,
It was a cannabis drink.
yeah, 1,000 milligrams. I think it was almost 1,000 milligrams if it wasn't 500
See,
in one drink.
I know they sell gummies that are 500 milligrams here in
Yeah,
Illinois.
and you're supposed to eat like a piece of it. My dumbass, I chugged the whole bitch like it was a beer.
Eat the whole thing.
And then yeah,
So,
and then I saw the little dose lines on the side
Mhm.
and the little cup that it came with, and I was like, oh, all right then. I
so
rode that motherfucker out. I went to work the next day.
Willie Nelson, at his age, he medically, like physically, cannot smoke anymore. So now he has a drink. He drinks his THC every day. It's like a lemonade something or other.
I will say that like of all the different ways that I've ingested THC,
Mhm.
drinking it has been one of my favorites.
Really,
Absolutely, yes.
I've yet to find the right mixture to get me to feel anything. It took me a
Drinking it,
long time for yeah, it took me a long time for gummies too because
yeah.
your body processes it all completely different.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, it's different strokes for different folks. You got to find what works for you. But me
Right.
personally, as far as like the feeling that I'm looking for, as far as like the calmness and like the chill that I'm looking for, drinking it has been the best part for me. Unfortunately, I can't get drinks in that same dosage anymore. So I'm having to mess around now with like distillates and things like that, which so far the distillates have been nice. The only messed up
Hmm.
part of it is like I don't have, like an e-nail or anything like that because you're supposed to either take it like they say you can take it like dabs, you can eat it, you can infuse liquids and foods with it and everything, and you can do all this cool stuff with it, but apparently you
That's
can just eat it straight up.
that was one of my crazy ideas a few years ago when I was doing some chef work. Is I wanted to open a consumption lounge where you basically came in and ate food like regular food, but it was all infused, like burgers and just like
Yeah,
punchy type food.
places like that exist in recreational states, my boy.
Yeah, that's the research. I just ended up falling on the funny train, and that's where I'm at now.
All
The
right,
funny train.
Chef,
you guys,
chef, and took the back seat.
you guys have inspired a joke. Can you catch stoners at a fish concert with gummy worms?
I don't know. Can you?
Oh,
Yes.
goddamn.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Oh man.
I know you'd catch
Oh
me, which if you had some damn gummy worms.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gummy snacks are a stoner's favorite.
It's true.
I fell
Like,
asleep one time with a handful of gummies in my mouth, like gummy bears. I woke up with them stuck in my beard. That's a true story, no joke.
That sounds like I mean, as long as the gummies are still edible, it sounds like a not bad problem to have.
Yeah.
Uh, they weren't that great. They kind of like were like dissolved ish.
Oh no.
Yeah, made a bit of a mess.
Listen,
Didn't have to shave the beard, so we were good.
we all have eaten some dissolved gummy worms at some point or another.
I had left a pack of gummy worms in my car one time,
Oh yeah.
Oof.
and it melted, and I decided to take a bite of the patty that was left over.
Damn.
How was it?
The flavor
Delightful?
blew the flavor blew my mind, but the texture was more than I could stomach.
He said the flavor blew my mind.
Like the flavor was amazing. It was
Taste.
like
It was the
the closest
tastiest
thing I
booger I've ever had.
Oh,
the
God
closest
damn.
thing I the, the closest thing I could describe it to is like, you know how like the rainbow is supposed to come down at a pot of gold?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like licking the pot.
Oh.
Like
Oh.
you taste every flavor of the rainbow.
Oh.
Like it was just I don't I can't like it was amazing.
So what was the texture?
Um you ever chewed on a bouncy ball?
No.
Um, I'm on the
Yep.
spectrum, but not that far.
I have never
I
One.
chewed
mean
on a
I
bouncy
don't really
ball.
know like you ever been chewing on an eraser during a test and you fuck around and chew on it too hard and it comes apart in your mouth?
Yeah,
Okay, that one
I
I
did
can
that once.
relate
Yeah, there you
to.
go. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that texture is not good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so like I was like, wow, it tastes really nice, but it's fucking like disgusting at the same time. It was the most surreal thing.
So I've never had like freeze dried candy, and my daughter gave me these Jolly Ranchers freeze dried things, and the way she described it, she said it was like chewing on drywall.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. Freeze dried candies. I don't understand why that's taken over because it's essentially like making Cheetos out of every candy that exists.
Right, that's not good. Like the flavor I can get, it's okay, but yeah, texture, gotta work on that. Oh man,
Freeze dried candies, man.
this
That's been a craze that's hit like over the past couple of years that I wish I would have caught on. Like, because there's been people who have like started companies behind like just like freeze drying Skittles and then just like selling it
little farmer
online.
market. Yeah,
Yeah,
even
farmers markets.
online,
Yeah,
little farmer market.
yeah. Seems like the easiest thing to do in the world just because it's a trend.
I'm always a late to the party guy, so late on the trends.
Tardy to the party, so to speak.
Tardy to the party. Yep.
But at least you got an invitation, so that's
No.
nice.
Oh,
Hey, you know what? This art is looking good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put some details in now on the previous panels so that we can get it looking a little nicer. This it's panel one. I just dropped my pen.
Oh no. Anybody been watching The Bear
No,
this
but
week?
I heard good things.
I've heard good things. I've got a few episodes left of season 3 to finish up before I jump in, but I knocked out the 3 episodes of Ironheart earlier in the week. So
Yeah, I need to still watch those. I watched the first episode. I still need to watch the next two.
yeah, I crammed them all. I'm gonna do it movie style, hour and a half on the first, go around, and the next 3 episodes, I'll sit down and watch all them at once.
Is it good so far? I haven't jumped in yet.
Yeah, it's better than what I anticipated. Um, it's better than Secret Invasion. There was a bit. I had a bit of
Is
a
it
debate
is it
on my
better than
comments
Echo?
of it. Yes, it's
Okay.
better than Echo.
All right, because that's
Um,
also the other low bar.
Yeah, yeah, both of those. Um, it's better than She-Hulk.
Okay. Yeah.
I
'Cause
actually like
that had good
She-Hulk.
episodes, but mostly
I liked
didn't.
parts of She-Hulk.
Yeah, I liked
There were parts of
certain
She-Hulk.
episodes of She-Hulk,
Yeah.
like the Daredevil
Um,
episode, the Wong episode. That's
yeah,
Wongers.
Was
yeah,
She-Hulk
yeah,
good? I never did
yeah. That
watch
was
it.
brilliant. Yeah, the
Madison.
finale sucked,
Madison.
which yeah.
So you said it
Um,
was good, but now it sucks?
What? Oh,
what?
She-Hulk.
Right.
She-Hulk had some good episodes, but it's not.
Yeah,
The whole series as a whole is terrible.
people
Yeah.
weren't happy with it. I mean, I think they were really hoping that a lot of these would be a lot more popular than they were. So, you know, to me, like She-Hulk just didn't have a chance, kind of, because of what they kind of wanted it to be like a commentary on, but it just didn't have the fan backing to do. Like they clearly wanted to tease things like X-Men and like more, uh, like maybe even like Deadpool, like more just like you know fourth wall breaking type stuff, but they really just tried to include Hulk shit. They shouldn't have tried to include the Hulk shit. Like the whole like this is my son's scar. The whole like
That
family
was
thing at the
yeah.
end was just like
Yeah, that was terrible. Like
terrible.
that was
It was terrible.
completely out of left field. Like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, that I did like when she did break the fourth wall and go to see the Kevin robot. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked her doing
Well, the thing,
that. Yeah.
yeah, the see with Marvel. I know we talked about this on our podcast before, but with Disney Plus, I mean, they're losing money. They're going broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what was it? Bob Chapek was greenlighting a million projects, and that's why Ironheart sat on the shelf for. I mean, it's been done since 22. So now
And
here we are, 3 years
that made
later.
sense during COVID when they were just starting Disney Plus
Yeah.
Yes,
because
because
they
the
didn't have
theaters weren't
content on
empty.
Disney Plus at the time.
Yeah,
But
you
then
have to
after the
build.
pandemic, then there was no then they were just started to do even more expensive shows, and uh, yeah, there wasn't the
Yeah, like
revenue to back that
it's
up.
like $250 million for Secret Invasion versus 150
Yeah.
million for your Ironheart show. Now in the Ironheart show, they tend to use the CGI and the things that are going to cost money very well. They don't like overdo the CGI, which I get you needed to a little bit with Secret Invasion, but at least if you're going to do the CGI and spend $250 million, make it look good.
And they could also like put some of this stuff on like ABC, which I still think is part of Disney, right?
It is,
And
yes,
then get
100%.
some money from advertising
It's a different
before you
They
move
did.
it to Disney Plus.
it's a different
They have done that.
yeah. They Agents of Shield was on ABC Family. And that
Yeah.
was a really good show, but it was too difficult to coordinate it in real time with the movies. So they gave up trying to coordinate it, and that's like
Yeah.
the real
Even,
problem.
even as recently as like the writer's strike, when the TV networks didn't have anything to put on, they were running um, Disney Plus shows on ABC during prime time. I forget exactly which ones they showed, but I know they did show some, and then they showed a couple of movies as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
But I've been saying it for a while. Wait for Apple to buy Disney or Disney to buy Apple, one of the two.
I mean, that would be really sad if Apple bought Disney, but it wouldn't really change much, I don't think.
No, they want to make the content, but they don't have a streaming platform worth of crap. So They want
Yeah.
something that's going to be more accessible to the masses. I don't have Apple. I don't have Apple TV. I have no reason to
Yeah.
have it.
I mean,
Hmm.
if they
Now, if
wanted
you
to make
put all my
something,
Marvel,
oh, go ahead.
oh, put all my Marvel stuff on there, then I've got a reason.
Yeah.
The
Well,
reason was Ted Lasso, but that
I mean,
basically that's the only reason to
that
have it.
was the thing that
So.
they had before they had Severance, but I think Severance proves that they shouldn't be worried about things being like for the general public because Severance is a weird ass fucking show. Um,
I do want to get into that. I've heard so many good
dude,
things about
Severance is
it. And
great.
again,
I wholeheartedly encourage everyone to get
party
into
to the party.
Severance. Yeah.
Party to the party on that one. They've got another new one out with Owen Wilson and one of my favorite dudes, Marc Maron.
I saw that.
Called, it's called Stick. That looks really good.
Yeah, Marc Maron is
Marc
in
Maron just.
Glow, which was the show I was talking about earlier. That is my favorite wrestling, like you know, TV media.
I am
Besides
so
Showgirls.
sad that it didn't get another season. It needed one more season. It
Yeah,
feels incomplete to me.
it does feel incomplete.
But I loved that show.
Yeah,
That was how I got my wife hooked on Marc
oh,
Maron. Was
really?
that show?
Yeah, he was pretty good in that
Yeah.
show.
I do want to watch his Marc Maron, the Marc Maron show, but it's an IFC thing, and you have to buy it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Penny Pincher over
I think
here.
Marc Maron. I think Marc Maron is a really hilarious comedian, but you know, I know that if I ever met Marc Maron or if I ever hung out with Marc Maron, he would just like fucking rip me to death for liking comic book shit because he thinks it's like kiddie shit. So like
Yeah.
you know, that's the thing that stops
You
me
know,
from really liking Marc Maron is that I know that it's like I would be annoyed at how he was like ripping on me for liking comic book shit.
and it's funny that he's in one of my he he's in the Simpsons episode, and it's one of the episodes that I really don't like that much. It's one of the newer ones where he's interviewing Krusty in his garage
Okay.
on the podcast, the WTF podcast, and he's talking about a film that Krusty tried to make back in the day. It was like a Mad Max style movie, and of course, all the Simpsons characters are helping on the set and everything, whatever. But the whole episode is basically just this interview and it's retellings of these stories. It's pretty good, the Marc Maron portion, but the story end of it's not that
um, yeah. I actually don't. It's like again, I'm not like a huge Marc Maron fan, so I actually don't know like a lot of stuff that he's been in. But I did end up listening to a lot of episodes of the WTF podcast, and I like he is a I've gone back and watched some of his like stand up stuff, and he is a sharp comedian.
great. Yeah, he's got a new he's got his new special coming out in August, and then a documentary coming out too. So pretty big year for him with ending the podcast and
Yeah,
all the other stuff going on. But it sounds like he's making a transition into more acting.
yeah.
I know he said something about he wants to direct some things too. So
Well, good for him. I hope he gets a
Nice.
chance to do those things. Yeah, because
yeah,
I trust his taste, except when it comes to like deciding whether like certain narratives are worthwhile. Like
agreed.
I think he needs to read more comics, so that he can like see that it's not just like kiddie shit, like masquerading as like wanting your penis to be bigger or something.
Hmm.
Oh,
Especially too because like Marvel movies have become like these crazy like Godzilla or like like crazy ass like world destroyer or like city destroyer movies where like they're very CG oriented where like you see fucking buildings fall down and you see people like go through walls or some shit. You
Well,
know?
I mean, let's just like agree, at least like I'm gonna put it out there that Marvel movies are the thing that is closest to carrying the torch of the Homeric epics, which are some of the most foundational fucking stories of all of Western culture. Um,
Yes.
like I will go to my grave telling people that people are going to remember Marvel heroes much longer than they remember like fucking Scorsese characters. And that's nothing against
Yeah.
Scorsese movies. Like I love Scorsese movies, but I'm just saying like the characters in Marvel movies mean something to people, and they mean something to people of all ages. Versus Scorsese characters that don't really mean much to people outside of cinema critics and people that really
Right. Yeah.
follow like film. So it's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, those stories are great and they have a lot of things that are way better than Marvel stories, but Marvel stories touch a lot more people and reach something that is very deeply truthful, like fucking Homeric epics do. So, I mean,
Yeah.
they just need to be taken seriously and not treated like kiddie shit, you know?
Right.
They're
And like
louder
that's
for
what
those
upsets
in the
me. Like
back.
that's what upsets me about like Scorsese's take on, unless that unless I apologize on like unless that's what we were talking about, but like Scorsese's particular take on Marvel movies was like just what you said. It's just like it's childish, it's nonsense,
Uh, and again,
and
like, I understand why
like
Scorsese would have that viewpoint as being Martin
yeah,
Scorsese, but
absolutely, because
it, it's like,
because
why
he
are we
because
listening to
he
Martin
makes a
Scorsese
different
about
type of
that? Like,
ex- and it's not to say that any one of us is listening to Scorsese or like honors his opinion 100%, because I'm
yeah,
pretty sure everyone in here is a fan of fantasy, Me personally, like I said, I didn't get to chime in on the previous conversation about
yeah,
Star
but I
Wars
mean,
and
like,
Marvel
am I
comics and
listening
stuff
to
because I was a
Martin?
little sticky at the time. But 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 it's just like you said, like am I getting my opinions from Marvel comics or Star Wars from fucking Martin Scorsese who doesn't even produce the same type of art or the same type of film? Fuck
Right,
no.
right.
You
Like,
know?
Right.
am I getting opinions from Martin Scorsese on like the kind of fucking food that I like? Like, I've
Exactly. Fuck that guy.
like
It's
yeah, it's like I don't need Martin Scorsese to fucking co-sign the things that I like or the things that matter to me or the things that like propel me to try to be a better person or a more whatever kind of person. Like I don't need Martin Scorsese's fucking or anyone. You know what I'm saying? Marc Maron's like anybody that thinks that comic books are like childish shit. It's like I don't. It's like that's fine that you think that, but I don't need a fucking cosign from you on that because those things propel me to do things that everyone would agree are like
right.
assets to humanity. So I mean, they already explain themselves. They don't need to be fucking like okayed by you.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not gonna ask Garth. You're not gonna ask Garth Brooks for a review on the latest Insane Clown
Yeah.
Posse album.
Or like take a look at every like fucking thing I've ever learned, or like all of the fucking work I've ever done, creative work I've done, and be like, oh yeah, that was a waste of time because you liked comic books. It's just like it doesn't make any
Yeah.
fucking sense. Like it's like I understand that people want to put forward the thing that has given them strength in their life, and they should be allowed to do that. The same way that people that read comic books should be allowed to do that without being seen as childish.
Right. Absolutely.
So anyway, as you can see, I have strong opinions about this.
Well, I wanted to bring this up in the previous conversation about Marvel that I'm not sure if I was able to participate in. How did you guys feel about the new Punisher? Um, y- I think what was first on Netflix, but is now currently on Disney Plus with John Bernthal. I think it was made in like 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How'd you guys feel about that?
he made it. I like that gritty tone and
Yeah.
take
I
on
like
that
the first
character.
season.
I like.
The first
The
season of The
second
Yeah, the
Punisher
season,
is
thing.
good, yeah, for sure.
the
The
second
second
season was kind of
season
rough.
did. Yeah, it did deviate a little bit. He's gonna get a special presentation on Disney Plus,
I saw that.
and
Okay.
he's just been confirmed to be in Spider-Man:
Spider-Man,
Brand
Brand
New
New
Day.
Day. I like this guy.
Hell
He's
Yeah.
yeah!
on
I've
top.
been
He's on
So
waiting
top
for
of
the
the
Spider-Man
news.
Punisher
This
collab, dude.
guy's
I've
on
been
top of the
so
news.
excited.
I like it.
Cause dude, I've been telling myself like these universes need to be more intertwined. Like I'm pretty sure there's been places where like
Yeah.
like Spider-Man and like Daredevil and the Punisher interact.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, and we need
Yeah.
the
to flesh
problem
that out.
the problem is that they've been trying to rush the intertwining because it did work out so well for the Marvel Phase 2 through 4, but I think they need to take a lot more time with the intertwining and have the characters be like a lot more established on their own before they start like intermingling and getting together and stuff, because it just feels so forced, like all of the like
Yeah.
I saw Thunderbolts, and Thunderbolts did feel pretty good, but there are still things that feel kind of forced. Like Taskmaster just feels like very forced in the Thunderbolts, even though she's killed very.
And
Oh, sorry, maybe spoilers there, but
well, no, and it's not even to say that, but like also in like in like the most recent Venom movie, Null was an enemy, and Null was supposed to be like a Thanos level like galactic threat.
beyond Thanos, Null is
You,
like fucking up there with
you know what I mean? And like like they're introducing like these hyper powerful villains, and also why the fuck has Venom not interacted with Spider-Man in 3 fucking movies?
Yeah.
Well, Sony's
But
been
they
very
really
terrible.
terrible, not Spider-Man movies. Uh,
It's
Well,
pissed me off
I
because I feel like they've teased at it and they've kind of hinted at the point, but
one of the
like
things one of the things that I don't like that Marvel and Sony does is they generally take these villains and they beat them and they're done and they're gone,
Yeah, it's true.
and that
yeah,
yet
like we haven't seen
these
Sandman
heroes hang
again.
around. These heroes hang around, but yet in the comic books they're always there. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
the
defeat
villains are
them, but then
always
there's
yeah.
another story. Let's have a story where it doesn't necessarily come to a definitive end.
Th-
Let's make these characters sit in it for a little while.
That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons that Spider-Man has hundreds of villains.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the thing that about comics is that comics has had a long time to really, kind of marinate with a lot of different character ideas and stuff. And cinema doesn't give you the same kind of like when you read a comic book, you're like sometimes sitting there for like an hour reading the comic book, like if you're kind of like into like daydreaming or like laying on your bed and reading it and stuff, it can take like a long time to read. Like a movie, I guess it could take a long time to watch a movie too if you're like the kind of person that rewinds, but usually watching a movie is like start to finish, you watch through it, and it's
Yeah,
just
it's
like
about an hour, hour and a half.
it's like an hour and a half and you like enjoy that like time or whatever, and then like or you fast forward
What
to your
Marvel
favorite
movie's an
parts.
hour and a half?
You know what I'm saying
So yeah,
Marvel
exactly,
movies,
2 hours, I mean whatever amount of
you're in
time
for
it
a
is,
2.5 hour.
it's like you
I
watch
remember
it, you
like even the Iron Man movie, like the first Iron Man movie was like 2 hours long, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But they really made the point of like telling you like almost the entirety of Tony Stark's origin story.
well,
And
I guess I'm saying the medium of cinema just kind of like lends itself more to a like a feeling of like immediacy, like everything has to kind of be covered in like one sitting, or like just everything has to be absorbed, or I don't know. It's just like
Yeah.
you're just expecting like I guess more to be like there for you for the cinematic
Well,
experience.
yeah,
more of being on top of the news and some rumor mill stuff. You might get more of that Spider-Man and Venom interacting together, because some rumors that I've been reading across some trades
okay.
says that Sony has been in talks to maybe purchase the rights to DC and give up the Spider-Man rights back to Marvel.
Ooh,
Oh,
that would actually be key.
I think that would be for the best because
That would be for the
That would
best.
be the best.
DC movies for the most part have been terrible. I mean, the new Batman movie I didn't
They,
see.
they would still be
I'm only going
terrible.
off.
They would still
I'm
be
only
terrible.
going off a hearsay, but I didn't hear fantastic things about the Robert Pattinson Batman or the story or how anything played out. And I heard that I think there was like 3 cool scenes, and there was a Nirvana song, whatever.
Are you talking about the one that came
Yeah,
out?
I could
Did we talk about the one that
with
came out?
Pattinson.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Robert
in
Pattinson.
22. 22 or 23 with Robert Pattinson.
I like that movie. I don't know how everybody else felt, but I like that movie.
I didn't see it, but I didn't hear
I
good
think
things
it.
about
I think it had more good than bad. Um, I don't say I didn't dislike it. I've watched it a second time. If a rewatch is worth anything.
It's
it. Okay.
definitely
Loved the world,
yeah.
loved the world, and loved the Penguin.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. The Penguin was definitely great on HBO. That series was definitely great. Um, the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson, I mean, it's fine. I mean, is it a Christopher Nolan level Batman movie? It's like it's easily like well within the pantheon of Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Even if you did, I mean, nothing's ever going to touch Dark Knight, but I mean,
No,
See, and
it's up
that's
there
where I
in
think
that pantheon.
that's where I think Christopher Nolan really fucked up Batman movies in the best way because he
you made him
produced.
too real.
He made him
He
too good.
made both
That's what I'm
best
saying.
and the
He
worst
he
Batman.
he did Batman Begins, he did The Dark Knight, and he did Dark Knight Rises. And that fucking trilogy of movies and Christian Bale's Batman, just it fucking you can't top it. He did the best, I think personally, the best rendition of Batman. You know, just as far as like
Scorsese
making it
seen those
gritty,
movies?
making it real, making it relatable, making it cool, making it dramatic. You know, it was
Somebody
cool
should show those movies to Scorsese.
for real.
So wait, you're
I mean,
telling me? Wait a
not
minute. You're
for
telling me you haven't seen this? You haven't seen this scene?
Maybe Scorsese won't try to break a fucking F word record every time he produces a film. For
You,
fuck's sake. I mean, don't get me wrong. How did you guys feel about the Wolf of Wall Street? I felt like there was not a single likable character in that. Like, if you have like supernatural powers, you're just gonna go to like the city jail. You can just
Yeah,
phase through the wall and be out that bitch in 15 minutes.
he's he's got his moral code, I guess. Unless he's Ben Affleck, then he just pulls the trigger.
Yeah, Batman's just
So,
like, fuck.
all right, guys. I'm going to take off too.
uh,
Actually, that's going to be the end of the drawing for tonight.
And I guess that will also be the end of the recording.
That will be the end of the recording. I'm trying to find it right now. I have to. There we go. Bring it up.
But also, if you guys like what you're seeing, like what you heard, you can follow us at coxinspace.com.
Absolutely.
Um,
Anything more we want to say before I stop the recording?
yeah, but I say, Mr. Jake, would you like to give any plugs at the end of the episode
oh,
before we
for
go?
sure. For sure, yeah. Check out the Very Good podcast if you like hearing a bunch of nerdy conversations about movies, Marvel, cartoons, DC, all sorts of stuff. Check it out on YouTube and Spotify.
And and, and Mr. Jake, might I ask, if you guys have or have had a Tarantino episode, I would like to be a part of that.
We have not, but that will definitely be in the works. I'm a Tarantino fan.
Me as well. So I feel like that would be fun to kind of go in there. But also, I'm just as much as I'm a fan, I'm a critic. Because I'm not crazy
I
about
got my
slow
start.
burn. I'm not crazy about slow burn movies, and he's done a couple of those. Now, don't get me wrong, The Hateful Eight was great, but this is a conversation for another time.
Yeah, that definitely that one for another time. That was definitely a slow burn.
Oh yeah. But all right, guys, like I said,
All right,
if you
fellas.
like what y'all heard, subscribe to coxinspace.com. Make sure to go follow Jake on his promoted social media of choice. Jake, if you'd like to shout that out.
You can follow me at Jake Mattis on all the socials: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You name it, I'm there.
And then also Mr. Jack Haynes, our wonderful illustrator who's been bringing every idea that we've had for Cox and Space to life for the past 6 or so months. Mr. Jack Haynes, if you'd like to shout out your socials as well.
You can find me on Twitter, now called X, but should be just called Twitter,
Right.
at Jack Haynes Art. You can find my artwork there. You can find me on Twitch at Kopasu. I do Rocket League streams there. and that's about it. You can find me on the internet if you look hard enough, but that's it.
And then, of course, make sure you tune into our Patreon. You can officially produce the show and, kind of have a say in what goes on. We will read your chats, we will read your messages. My name is Logan. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all can find me at Instagram.com/YoungRemorse. Mostly a shit poster, but currently a producer, writer, and actor for the Wigwags Association and Cox and Space. Thank y'all, and y'all have a wonderful night.